king, I am not a god, I am Hump.
Blub blub, what's good ladies and gentlemen? In today's video I will show you how to build Kompressa, the water pistol, to take down level 9999 steel path enemies in Warframe, utilizing the new secondary Enervate Arcane and the mods from 1999 update. But first, let me show you what this blub blub water gun capable of. Let's go! Welcome back, Thanos. Now, before I build a weapon or a Warframe, I always rely on my method called DVS. D, how I'll be dealing damage, what elements I'll be using, and what the weapon offer as a trait or passive or a built-in element, what faction I'll be fighting. V stands for how I'll be proccing 10 stacks of viral to make enemies vulnerable by 325% more damage to their HP, and S stands for stripping enemies armor. Armor sucks in Warframe, but we care about what comes with armor, which is the damage reduction. So by stripping enemies armor, we lower their damage reduction to deal higher damage. Now, this build will not require a riven from you, so you can save your platinum, but if you have a riven, that's good, and I will show you how to place it in this build. And if I don't mention it, let me know in the comments below what's the riven you have, and I will help you how to place it on this build. Now, I'll be using Revenant. As you can see in the speedrun, I used sometimes Roar, sometimes I didn't, so I can show you the difference of the damage output. But you can use any Warframe you want. You can use Siren, you can use Vex Fury, you can use Eclipse, you can use Roar, you can use Zeta Whisper, whatever you want. Let's go. First we start with the Warframe, but if you don't like my method on how I'll be proccing Vira and armor stripping enemies, you can check this sheet right here. It can help you maneuver around my method to find your own style. 2 Emerald Archon shards to push the stacks of corrosive from 10 to 14, as our compressor will be built with corrosive to armor strip the enemy. So compressor himself can armor strip, so you don't rely on any helmet ability like Thorough Strike, Pillage or Terrify or so on, or any focus school like Uniru. The other Archon shards you want to run 2 Paz Archon shards. When you kill an enemy affected by heat, you increase your critical chance by 1%, max at 50%. With all 3 will be 150%. The helmet ability I'll be using is Roar, but feel free to use any damage boosting ability. You know, it doesn't really matter. I would be using Nourish to stay irrelevant from boosting the damage, but the weapon comes with viral and so on. Now, when you're using the topaz, you'll be wondering, Hank, how will be proccing heat? You'll be proccing heat from your compressor and the companion. Nautilus Prime build will be like so: Cordon to pull enemies, Duplex for the clones, Assault to attack, Vacuum to pull the loot, Manifold for more for more Cordon, Calculated redirection for shield, armor, health, fire rate, tenacious bond if your sentient weapon is more than 50% critical chance, and Verglas Prime, you just need a Riven with critical chance, doesn't have to be the same Riven, alright, to get the 60% or whatever, just a bit 50 or more, and then it's built for viral and heat, and you're good to go. For Revenant, and this you can apply it in any Warframe you want, Worthy Camaraderie squad receives 75% weak point critical chance, Arcane Precision on headshot 300% damage for 18 seconds on secondary weapon, Arcane Pistolier is optional but I found it really good on this weapon. On pistol headshot kill, 60% chance for 102% ammo efficiency for 12 seconds, then you got Vigorous Swap, and that's pretty much it. Now, the build for the compressor will go like so: Magnetic Might for magnetic and critical damage, so we can take down the overguard and enemies' shields, and the enemies will receive, after breaking unshield or overguard, they will receive 3% of enemies' max shield or overguard per stack with a forced electricity statue effect. Then we got corrosive to lower enemies' armor, multiplicative damage against Grenier and Cover Grenier. We got heat against the infested, and heat sets enemy on fire, causing them to panic and temporarily reduce their armor up to 50%. We don't care about that part. What we care about is heat scales infinitely. No matter, like 9,000, whatever, I don't care. Viral, to make enemies vulnerable by 325% more damage to their HP. Then you got Lethal Turret for fire rate and multi-shot. Galvanized Diffusion for multi-shot on kill, more multi-shot. Primed Expel Grenier for multiplicative damage against the faction you want to replace. This one depends on the faction you're fighting. Corpus, Corrupted, whatever. Alright, now, if you don't like to keep switching, Ornate Strike is your option. Alright, Primed Target Cracker for critical damage. Jolt for electricity and statue chance. And of course, if you feel like it, you can experiment with the Primed Convulsion instead of Jolt. Pistol Pestilence for Toxin Statue Chance. I just wanted to get as much Statue Chance as possible. So, because I have so many elements, Viral, Magnetic, Corrosive, and Heat, you know, that's the decision I had to make. Pistol Pestilence for Toxin Statue Chance, and Primed Heated Charge for Heat. Primed Pistol Ammo Mutation for Ammo, and Secondary Enervate. Increase critical chance by 10%, resets after 6 big critical hits. Now, a lot of Thanos seem like not to understand what Secondary Enervate is about. Okay, on hit, it doesn't matter how many enemies you hit. On hit, for example, if you hit one enemy, it will be 10%, you hit two enemies, it will be 20%, and so on and so on and so on and so on. If you hit 20 enemies, it will be 200% critical chance increase. Okay, now the critical chance increase is not going to be calculated with your critical chance as, for example, 6 plus 20%. No, the critical chance from Secondary Enervate is absolute. In the meaning of, if you have 6% critical chance and Secondary Enervate will give you 1000 critical chance, that means you will have 1006% critical chance absolute. Okay? But that critical chance is not forever, my friend. That critical chance will reset after 6 big critical hits. Big critical hits are orange or red. So, if you keep hitting only yellow, which is impossible with Secondary Enervate, if you hit yellow, you can reach even 1 million critical chance with Secondary Enervate. You get the point here. But the fact that Secondary Enervate will absolute increasing your critical chance, maybe like after 20-30 hits, you're already on orange crits as it's absolute. So 100 will be guaranteed yellow, and then 200 will be guaranteed orange, and then will be 300 tier 3 red crits, tier 4, tier 5. It's really crazy. Some points I reached 800 critical chance with Secondary Enervate, which is insane. And here we are in Simulacrum, and we're gonna test this against level 225 heavy corrupted gunners. And I want you to pay attention to the critical chance. Now, what makes the compressor really amazing is the bubbles, because the bubbles, if you can see, it sticks and then it detonates. The fact that it sticks, okay, it has like some waterly that gives a lot of critical chance, because the Secondary Enervate works per hit. So the fact that the compressor has a lot of hits, as you can see, one shot, look at that. I got like a lot of critical chance. Look at that, 120 just by one shot. So imagine if you go like crazy amount of shots, we reach already 170%, because the enemies are kind of few, you know. 20 enemies, not really much, but in survival, these things can get really crazy. All right, let's try get some nice percent. The best percent you get is when the bubbles triggers after you finish your crit. All right, let's go, let's try. There you go, boom, 610 Secondary Enervate. Really crazy, 610 critical chance, which is absolute. Now the hit I will do right now is gonna be a very higher tier. Look at this, boom. You see, that's how powerful this Secondary Enervate with the compressor. And to be honest with you guys, I think the compressor with this arcane, it's like seriously, like I would say it just go to S tier hands down. This changes everything about this weapon, to be honest, because the critical chance of this weapon is really low, and reaching like tier 6 critical chance, this is not a joke. Tier 6 maybe even more, you know. Look at that, 510 easy. Look, and it's so fun because it's unlimited. All right, it's unlimited. You just can keep going and keep going and keep going, and you hoping for the best. Look at it. You saw that? You saw that number increase? It's really crazy. Look at this. Mamma mia, mamma mia. This is really fun. And there is nothing to prove in here, as the weapon already level capped. And there is nothing to prove in here. I really love this weapon with this arcane, honestly. Now, of course, if you have a riven and you're wondering where to replace it, if you have a riven with toxin, pistol pestilence, if you have a riven with electricity jolt, if you have a riven with heat, primed heat charge, if you have a riven with electricity and with toxin, you want to remove these two and you can use the other one, which is critical damage. This one, merciless gunfight for an increase of your critical damage. Crazy stuff. Now you don't really need private pistol gambit, and you don't really need creeping bullseye for that and 200% critical chance, which is 18%, because the critical chance works based on what you have. 6% of 200, like 200% of 6%. But secondary Enervate will give you an absolute, so you don't really need any critical chance mods in here. So increase your damage, increase your elements, and that's pretty much it. Okay, now if you have a riven, maybe CCCD damage, negative zoom, for example, you can replace magnetic might. There is no problem in there, but you will face a problem against overguard, because overguard is really good. So I would say try to experiment with elements, and if you have a riven with multiplicative damage, you're gonna go for expel Grenier and you'll be good to go. Now magnetic might, true, it's increasing our critical damage, which is amazing, but I mainly use it for the magnetic, and it comes with that amazing CD, makes it the best in slot. In the end, I will give the Kompressa 10 out of 10, and it's competing right now with the highest level secondary weapons in the game, thanks to this new secondary Enervate Arcane and the new 1999 mod. Now, I want to say special thanks to anyone ever supported this channel algorithm by liking, subbing, commenting, sharing, or joining my Discord community. Welcome everyone, the link is in description. Big love to you all. Special thanks to the members Crazy Doctor and Broken Shot, the special VIP Rekka, the Voiceless 1-2, Illusion and Irish, the Undisputed Donator Free Hate, and other donators Kali, Recall, Free Victor, Mr. V, Mika, West, Miller, Ilnot, No Master, and Black Magic. Big love to you all, and see you guys next time.